Today, or let's see, yesterday was 5 weeks post-op for my tummy tuck and breast lift, and I wanted to do an update. I was thinking there was at least one thing that I didn't mention in my prior video, and that was that it's 3.5 weeks post-op. I was due for my period, and I got what I call the killer cramps, which is where it feels like I'm being cut from hip to hip, and like my ovaries are in a vice, and it's pretty excruciating. And then I spotted for a day, and that was it. I talked to my plastic surgeon, and he said, you know, sometimes that happens after surgery, so I thought I'd bring that up in case it happens to anybody else. It just shows how much my body was really struggling with recovering from the surgery, the fact that it couldn't support a real period. And I think that the killer cramps have something to do with my pain expectation as well, because when people talked about the unbearable pain and that there's no way you could prepare yourself for the pain, I was expecting something like those cramps. They don't even feel like cramping. It's just excruciating. And it was far less pain than what the cramps are. So let's see, I went the day before yesterday to have my seroma drained again. That's the 4th time. We had we weren't able to measure it all because some would squirt out when the needle would fill. I was using a 30cc needle, and then when it fills he would unhook it, and the little part that was still inside of me, the tip of the needle, I guess, he would unhook the canister to empty it and then hook it back up. Some would squirt out of that when we were changing them. So I want to say that there was probably 60 cc's of fluid in there the first time. There was 60 cc's in there the second time. We've drained it once a week, every week, so, starting week 2 of surgery. So yeah, 60 cc's the first time, 60 cc's the second time, 30 cc's the third time. There was less fluid, so we were using a smaller needle, and he did have to change it in between. It was 2 10cc needles full, plus what had squirted out during the changing of the canister. And I know I just mentioned ultrasound, and I don't think I did prior when I was discussing the seroma. So when he drains the seroma, he used ultrasound to find where the pocket is. When it is really full, like when there was 60 cc's, you think you would just poke the needle anywhere around there and it would just come shooting out. It doesn't. It's in a pocket, and you have to get the needle in the right spot, or you don't get anything out. Not to mention that with the ultrasound, he's able to make sure that he's not damaging my abdominal wall with the needle tip. You know, he can see how deep in he is with the needle. I jokingly refer to my compression garment as a torture suit, so that gives you some idea to how comfortable it is to wear. It is not comfortable to wear, and it had been aggravating my new access port from my lap band for the last 2.5 weeks. I'm thinking it was just numb. It was probably bothering it before that, but since the area was numb, I couldn't tell. Now it's not numb. It's very sore and tender where my access port is, and it was very painful when I had the top half of the compression garment. But anyhow, I'll go ahead and show you my garment. What I did today was I just wore a loose shirt because the straps have been making my shoulder go numb and tingly on at least my left shoulder. I've been having problems with numb and tingly in that shoulder, and I found that not wearing the straps helps. So I just wore a loose shirt so that you wouldn't see my bulky straps hanging out there. And the other thing I did, as I mentioned earlier in my video, was that it was crushing my access port when I had it on tighter and making it hurt and painful. So what I did was I used the tightest setting on the lower half. This is where my seroma is. And then did it looser on the looser setting up here so that it won't crush my access port. That also makes it not dig into my back quite as much, but you can see how it creases across the small of my back there. It's not pleasant, but it's not too bad. The other thing I did was I put a folded up washcloth in here because that's something the plastic surgeon who had done the surgery, Dr. Soberanes, had said to help add extra compression to the suit. and to that area where it is. So I have it folded in fours, tucked into here. And put the straps on for a minute. Normally, if I was going to wear it like this, I would put the bra on over the top so that the bra would cover up most, or at least part of the suit. And then this one, these pants are way too big for me now, look. Woo! These are petite, large pants. And so it has the legs that go down halfway to the knee. And it's got a hole in the crotch where you can see my my labia majora, you know, get forced out of the hole as this suit rides up. Particularly if I'm wearing the shoulder straps, it's worse. And so what I've done is I'm wearing my underwear underneath. Sorry, I'm fixing it in the back. And then I just pull the underwear to the side to use the bathroom, like you maybe would a bathing suit if you had to use the bathroom on a one-piece bathing suit. Just kind of, at least that's what I do, just pull the crotch to one side. And so the underwear protecting me from being, you know, my labia from being tortured through the hole. That's part of why it's called the torture suit. And the digging into my back was the other area of torture. It makes my underwear dig into me, so again, more discomfort or torture. And prior to wearing this half looser, it was hurting right around here where my access port is. So let's go ahead and check it out and see how it's doing. I can't wait to get out of my suit. I've gotten really good at getting in and out of it. I actually have a smaller suit, but that one is a zipper. It doesn't have the hooks, so I'm not able to make it loose up here. And it really, you know, it's sore and tender already right here, and with all that pressure squeezing it in, it just did not feel good. So all this redness is from the folded up washcloth that I have. Actually, I guess it's more, it's pretty thick. And where the band itself is sticking in, or the waistband of the garment. Oh, I hate wearing it. So here is, oh, wait there, camera, my incision. The little marks, those are from where we've been accessing it to drain it. There's 3 little holes right there. And then this bruise here was from like 3 weeks ago. I went to my medical doctor's office and they tried to drain it and couldn't. I didn't want to wait all weekend, and then, you know, wasn't able to get it fixed anyway. And there's my belly button. It's totally healed. All the redness is just the little pink scar that runs around the outside, but it's totally healed. It doesn't hurt. I like it. It's tiny and cute. Check out my back. There's still some sore right here and up this side here, where it digs in. It's still tender, but not nearly as bad as it was before. I mean, it's not that bad. I can ignore it if I'm busy and thinking about other things. But it's still lumpy, and I can tell there's still a lot of swelling in here. So that will go down and get even better. Let's see how my Seroma is doing. Okay, so it's really mild right now. There's just a little bit of movement right here. I can see it more on this side. Actually, if I press here, it pokes out a little there, but much less than it was before, which is why I'm guessing about half the fluid, or 15 cc's compared to what we had before. But I've been wrong. Each time I try to guess about how much fluid is, the nipples are still ridiculously high. The cleavage does look good though, and I like that. But again, you can see it's gonna stick out of bikini tops, sundresses. And the other upsetting thing about that is not with the black bra. You can't see it, but you can see this is my nipple right here, and then the areola goes like that, really close. You can to the edge of this bra. You know, yikes, they're right there. And you can see it through t-shirts and things like that. So once I can wear a regular bra or a bra with some kind of padding, I have one of these that has padding in it, so that you can't see my nipples. I will need a revision surgery, but I'm just not sure. At least I'm still recovering from this one, so I'm sure that has something to do with it. But part of me is just sick of messing with it, and you know, could be worse, that kind of thing. This part right here isn't really healed yet, but everything else is all healed. This is the side that came out better, and then on this side, just on this one spot right here isn't healed, but the rest of it is. And it's really far on the outside of the breast. It's misshapen, and the breast itself is all lumpy and weird. You can see that big lump right there, and there's a smaller one on the other side of the nipple. Potentially in a couple months more swelling will go down and they'll fold over a little more, making, you know, put the nipple still right here. I don't think it's ever gonna, you know, best is probably right about where they're at now. So yeah, the breast part was really also disappointing and depressing. If you want to see more on that, you can watch my Mermaid Nipples Are Marvelous, where my hormones weren't messing with me and I was having a much better day and more positive. So to me, looks pretty good. As I said in the other videos, I would certainly recommend Dr. Soberanes for the tummy tuck procedure. At this point, I don't think it's a great idea to get it done out of the area, just because I've had to pay my local plastic surgeon almost $200 at least once a week, every week, since I've gotten out of surgery. And when we needed stitches removed and other things, there were 2 visits in those weeks. So it's been very expensive to have the seroma treated. Where if I had had a local plastic surgeon do the tummy tuck, then he wouldn't be charging for the treatment of the seroma. That would be included in the cost of the surgery. And so I think that's something that should be considered. I know I didn't think I was going to have any complications, because again, I always heal fast, you know, things like that, and being positive and optimistic. You know, I was just sure I wouldn't have any problems and nothing would go wrong. I certainly didn't imagine that at 5 weeks I would have had a seroma drained 4 times and be heading for a 5th draining and maybe a sclerosing agent injected in there, potentially another surgery. I never thought that was going to happen. Yeah, so I think that probably staying closer to home would have been nice, because I wouldn't be paying probably $1,200 out of pocket since my surgery to have it treated locally. So yeah, just kind of bummed, and you know, the mermaid nipples and the seroma that won't quit, and but my back's better, so I'm happy about that, and my belly button is cute. So those are my silver lining to the whole situation. The tummy tuck hopefully will someday eventually heal and stop filling with fluid, and my back is much better. My energy is much better. You know, I'm a little bit tired or low energy all day. Instead of before, I'd be basically like I felt now until 2, maybe 3 o'clock. By 4 o'clock, I was just wiped. And then for the rest of the evening, you know, just totally drained. So yeah, kind of bummed, could use a pick-me-up, and thanks for watching.